All right, welcome back to the Central Valley Buzz, everybody. I'm your host, Chuck Leonard. Here with me now, Michael Bogart, 21st Century Faith. Hello, buddy.
Good to
How's
see
it
you.
going? That's nice to see you. Happy New Year's to you.
Happy New Year,
Before
Chuck.
we get going, I want to thank you for your New Year's prayer that you did. We showed it New Year's Day, and lots of people messaged me and said, thanks for doing that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I can do that easily.
You went out to Vermont for a week.
Well, actually, Virginia.
Oh.
One
Virginia.
of those V states.
You're back, good.
Yeah. I spent actually the Monday after Christmas all the way through the 2nd of January out in Virginia. I'm a doctoral student at Liberty University, and I just finished my last doctoral student class and in the dissertation process. So,
you know what? I'm sure there's people out there like me that have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, the doctor's degree is the highest degree that you can get. After, so there's a bachelor's degree, master's degree, doctor's degree. I've wanted to do this all my life, and so now I have a chance to do it. Wouldn't be able to do it without online education, and online education has really come up in the world in the last, say, decade or so. So
it used to be frowned upon. Like, oh, you did that online? That wasn't hard.
I'll tell you what, online education is the growth end of the education industry these days, and it is. I'll tell you what, the program I'm in, Liberty University, it is second to none. It is
because you teach at West Hills College, you know what it's like to be inside the classroom.
I also teach online for them. I teach both in class and online, and I do know online education pretty well.
You hammer it a little harder on the online.
I certainly do, because, well, you don't have the ability to interact with students face to face, so you've got to make your ramifications, your stipulations really clear online. So anyway, I've enjoyed that, and it's kind of fun to be in the dissertation stage, which is the big research project you have to do in order to finally get your doctorate. So anyway, my wife, thank you, Melinda, for doing without me for a week. And I'm glad to be back.
I don't know
in California.
how she could.
Right. Oh, yeah, right. I know. It's just hard. It's hard.
All right, so other than that, you wanted to talk about some things about 2016?
We closed 2015 with a prayer, of course, and I wanted to give, 21st Century Faiths, just kind of pointers or maybe checklist for 2016. I just got 2 or 3 things I thought I'd throw out there.
Okay.
So first of all, I think in 2016, and of course we're coming from a Christian perspective, but we had to think less about ourselves and more about other people. If we're going to turn over a new leaf for 2016, wouldn't it be better if many of us thought less about ourselves and more about other people and what's best for them?
It's tough, right?
It is tough.
I mean, you hear all the time, you got to look out for numero uno.
That's right.
Right? And of course you do. You have to look out for yourself, but maybe not looking out for other people more, but just more than before.
Exactly. At least when you're making decisions about yourself, take other people into consideration. How's this going to affect this person or that person? Mm-hmm. I think that's all we're saying. And Jesus said, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, and that's considering their needs. So that's one thing. The second thing is, it kind of goes along with it. I think we ought to build a better world. And if there's one thing that evangelical Christians like myself have been maybe guilty of, and that is we've thought, well, since Jesus is coming back, let's just forget about cooperating with the world, and let's just wait for Jesus to come back and forget the world. Well, I disagree with that. I think it's time that we pitched in and made this a better place to live.
How would you suggest doing that, Michael?
Well, I know you're Mr. Fresno. You're all about making Fresno a better place. And that's an
easy one.
Well, I appreciate that about you, Chuck. I really do. I think that if we all looked around us and thought, how could I contribute to making our community a better place to live, then that's what we ought to do. Those kinds of things. I mean, it might be mowing your neighbor's lawn. It might be getting involved in some kind of project to help the homeless. It might be running for office. Getting on the school board, parent-teacher association. I mean, it might be, just actually getting involved to try to make our community and our world a better place.
Awesome.
And I'd love to see that in 2016.
Awesome. Anything else?
One more thing. I think forgiveness goes a long ways, and Jesus was all about reconciliation and not retribution. I think we ought to be people that try to get people back together again, and that involves forgiving people that have hurt us. And I know that's hard. It's not so hard when people come and ask for forgiveness, What's hard is when people still do what they do and you still want to forgive them.
You know what I did?
What's that?
I went on my Facebook and I unblocked everybody I had blocked.
Nice.
That's like forgiving.
That's a step in the right direction,
Right?
Chuck. It sure is.
Right. You won't
Yep.
believe it's 367 people.
Wow.
Well,
You were mad.
you opened up the lines of communication, and I think
I'm
that's
sure
a good
some
step.
of them had a reason.
So my third one would be forgiveness. Just let's forgive. Let's wipe the slate clean, and let's not try to get back at people that have hurt us.
Sometimes that's too easy. The forgiving is the hard part.
Yeah.
But in the end, a lot more gratifying, right?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And things can happen when you forgive people. So those are my 3 checklists for 2016. And it's a pleasure. I look forward to being with you more on the show in this year, Chuck.
I do too, pal. 45-minute Bible. If you want it, go to mindcuisine.com and check out all the other DVDs that Mike has for sale. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Stick around.